Have you ever thought about why you were created, why you were put on this earth? Now, I'm not talking about purpose. I'm not talking about your calling. I'm talking about the reason why, God created the heavens, the earth, the animals, the birds of the air, the beasts, the plants, and then created us. Have you ever thought about that? Well, I have. You see, God has existed for eons, for ages. He's been in existence even infinity previous, right? And he was there before the beginning, but there came a point when he thought it important to create. That sudden need to begin creation was because of you and me, right? And in Genesis you would see that everything that was created, the heavens, the earth, the waters, the birds, the plants, the animals, everything were created in preparation of a special guest, right? An important inhabitant. It was God's way of preparing the stage for the unveiling of his masterpiece. Genesis 1 verse 2 says that the earth was without form and void, and there was darkness upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering, right? That hovering, it meant the Spirit of God was moving, it was brooding, it was, was calculating, was strategizing, was working out a plan, or an outcome. Everything that God created, the detailing, the intentionality, the giving everything specific purpose and optimizing everything for that purpose was for us, right? He looked at everything critically before approving it, right? He ensured that everything was, up to standard, befitting for that purpose, before certifying it good, right? And that purpose was us, our existence, the existence of humanity. When God created the sea monsters, the beasts, it was for us to understand our dominion, our authority, the exousia and the dunamis, that he had bestowed on us, right? When he blessed the animals, when he blessed the plants, the birds of the air, when he said, and he blessed them for multiplication, it was for us, for our food, for our shelter, for our clothing, right? Which is why when Jesus used the birds of the sky and the flowers of the field, as an example to show our importance in Matthew 6, it was for us to understand how valuable we are, right? For us to understand that these things were made for us, because of us. And if God can take care of these things, if God takes care of these things, what more us, right? His most revered creation. But let's go back to the creation story, right? When God said, let us, that's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over everything. It meant, everything that they had just created. Do you understand? The tone here, connotes intentionality. It wasn't just we're not an afterthought. It was after all the preparation that they had done from Genesis 1 verse 1 to 26. It was time to unveil, the masterpiece. It was time to bring in the special guest, which is us. But here's the real reason why all that preparation was made for us, right? In the beginning, darkness covered the earth. It was because the devil and, the other fallen angels when they were cast down, they made earth, they made this place their dwelling place, right? They made it their abode. And it was because of them that the earth was without form, and it was a wasteland. It was because of them that darkness covered the earth. The primary reason why God came down and caused there to be light was, to prepare this place for us, for us to come and take over, for us to come and occupy, for us to come and be the new landlords, right? For us to come and give the devil and his cohorts quick notice, right? To exercise our exousia and dunamis. And to equip us, God made us in his own image. He breathed his life into us, right? He made us gods. And he asked us to multiply and replenish, meaning to create, to recreate, to reproduce, to sustain everything that they had just created, everything that he had done. And when he asked us to have dominion, it was for us to have dominion over the occupants of the earth at that time, which was the devil and his cohorts. But the question is, are we operating at that capacity? And the short, quick answer is no, because we fall short. Because sin came in and, corrupted us. And, we no longer know our place in creation, right? However, God in his infinite mercies and grace has made provisions for us to return to his original version of us, right? The version of exousia and dunamis, right? The version where, we had the capacity and the ability, the capabilities, right, to give the devil and his cohorts quick notice, right, from this earth that is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Thankfully, God himself came to revert us to our original version. All we need to do is accept what Jesus did for us on the cross and just understand and know that our salvation is key to unlocking, the version where we'll be able to function in exousia and dunamis.